Alright, to find the coefficients of the x term and the x cubed term in the expansion, there are basically two ways of doing it. The first way is using binomial theorem. We just expand up to the x cubed term, and then you just extract the coefficients of the x term, which is stated there. And then also you take the coefficients of the x cubed term, which is also shown on the white screen. So this is the most direct way of doing it lah. It's just expand it. Right, then the second way is use the specific term formula. Right, so this is a specific term formula. So we want to find the coefficients of the x term. So meaning we need to let r equals to 1. So we're actually finding the second term. Right, the second term is actually our x term. And then we also need to find the coefficients of the x cubed term. So the x cubed term is actually the fourth term, where you let r equals to 3. So in both ways, you will get the same. You'll get the same answer for the coefficients of the x term and the coefficients of the x cubed term. So we have found the coefficients of the x term and the x cubed term. Then how are we going to combine all these informations to solve the problem? So first of all, let's rewrite the ratio. The ratio given is 3:76. Right, so let's write it as a fraction. Right, so we are told that the ratio of the coefficients of the x term, which we found earlier on to be n1, 3 to the power n minus 1 times 2. All right, so these coefficients over the coefficients of your x cubed term, which is n3, 3 to the power n minus 3 times 2 cubed. 2 cubed is 8. And this ratio is equals to 3/76. Right, so the next thing is that we're just going to do a cross multiply. So we will have 76 times n1 and 3 to the power n minus 1. If you were to recall this, okay, this law that we've learned, this rule, sorry, that we've learned, so we can actually separate it into 3 to the power n times 3 to the power negative 1 times 2. Yeah, we're going to do a cross multiply and then times 76. So equals to n3, just leave it as n3, 3 to the power of, okay, wait, never mind, we just leave it as n3 first. So 3 to the power of n minus 3, we can write it as 3 to the power of n, then times 3 to the power of negative 3 times 8 times 3. Okay, right, so if you look at an equations like that, sometimes you can be quite, I don't know, threatening, right? But if you learn how to categorize them, like put all the numbers together and put the variables together, you'll find that it's not that threatening. So what we have is, oh wait, I think I've already cross multiplied, so it should not be a 76 here, right? Because I already taken this guy here times 76, already have it here. Okay, right. So what we're going to do is we're going to put all the numbers together. So 76 times 3 to the power of negative 1, it's 1/3. Right, so we have 3 to the power of negative 3 times 8 times 3 And this, you can just use your calculator to work this out to be 152 over 3. Right. And something to mention about n1. Right. So n1. So we recall what we have learned earlier on regarding the combinations formula. So n1 is just n. Okay. If you look at the, okay, so it's just n factorial, 1 factorial, n minus 1 factorial. So n factorial is just n times n minus 1 factorial. Okay, if you have forgotten why, please look at the video that I've done befriending the combinations formula. It will show you how to evaluate, and this will give you n. So we can simplify n1 to be n, and this, if you use your calculator to work it out, you would get 8 over 27. Sorry, no, 8 over 9. And this, we can simplify it into n bracket n minus 1, n minus 2 over 3 times 2 times 1. Right, so some of the terms that we can simplify it further, like for example, you can divide both sides by 3 to the power of n, so 3 to the power of n can be gone, and also can divide by n on both sides, so these are the things that will be gone. And if we simplify further, right, so we will end up getting n minus 1 times n minus 2 equals to 342. So this, you can just use the distributive law to expand it to get n squared minus 3n plus 2. Right, and if you put everything on the left hand side, this is what you get. Quadratic equations where you can factorize it. So n is equals to 20, or n is equals to negative 17. Now we are told in the beginning that n has to be a positive integer, so n equals to negative 17 will need to be rejected. So hence your answer is n equals to 20.